March 24th, 1873, Odessa, in the Russian Empire. A boy is born who will one day become a legend. His real name is shrouded in mystery. Some say Sigmund Rosenblum. Others whisper different aliases. But history remembers him by one name only: Sidney Reilly. A man of shadows, a man of masks, the first modern spy. He grew up in the turbulence of an empire ready to crack. From an early age, he showed brilliance, ambition, and a dangerous gift for deception. He slipped across borders with ease, changed identities as if changing coats, and left behind only questions. By the dawn of the 20th century, he had caught the attention of British intelligence. The Secret Service Bureau, what we know today as MI6, saw in him a perfect weapon. He spoke languages fluently, charmed everyone he met, and betrayed without hesitation. To them, he was invaluable. To his enemies, he was a ghost. In the oil fields of Baku, in the boardrooms of London, in the corridors of power in St. Petersburg, Sidney Reilly was always there, whispering, scheming, dealing. He seduced wealthy women, won the trust of industrialists, and manipulated politicians. Every move was a step deeper into the labyrinth of espionage. In 1904, when war loomed between Russia and Japan, Reilly's cunning reached new heights. He slipped into Port Arthur, the Russian naval stronghold. Disguised as a port official, he mapped the defenses, counted the ships, noted the artillery placements. His intelligence gave Japan the edge it needed in the Russo-Japanese War. Thousands would die, but Sidney Reilly walked away richer, more connected, more untouchable. He was a man who thrived in danger. The higher the stakes, the more alive he felt. And soon, his ambitions turned toward Russia itself. After the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, chaos ruled the streets of Petrograd and Moscow. Old empires had crumbled. A new, radical order was rising. To the west, Lenin and his Bolsheviks were a threat that had to be destroyed. Sidney Reilly was sent into the heart of the storm. There, he engineered his boldest plot, the so-called Lockhart conspiracy. The plan was nothing less than the overthrow of the Bolshevik regime. Reilly and his allies sought to bribe Latvian troops, storm the Kremlin, and assassinate Lenin. If it had succeeded, the history of the 20th century would look very different. But the plot failed. Informants betrayed them. The Cheka, the Bolshevik secret police, struck back with fury. Many were executed. Reilly vanished into the shadows once again, leaving only confusion in his wake. Yet he did not stop. In London, Paris, Berlin, he boasted of his exploits, seduced aristocrats, and played the part of the heroic spy. But always, he was hunted. Always, the Bolsheviks wanted his head. And in 1925, they got him. Lured back to Soviet territory by promises of rebellion, Sidney Reilly walked straight into a trap. The Cheka captured him near the Finnish border. He was interrogated, humiliated, and finally executed. His body was thrown into an unmarked grave. Sidney Reilly, the so-called Ace of Spies, died not with glory, but with silence. A man who had lived 1,000 lives ended his last one alone, betrayed by his own ambitions. Yet his legend lives on. His daring exploits inspired novels, films, even the creation of James Bond himself. History cannot decide if he was a patriot, a mercenary, or simply an adventurer addicted to danger. But one thing is certain: Sidney Reilly shaped the world of espionage. He showed the world what a spy could be: charming, ruthless, and unforgettable. And if you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to subscribe for more. I truly appreciate your support, because I put a lot of time and effort into making these stories for you. By subscribing, you help me continue to bring history to life.